mu ewo France woma hinkro Paris no mu a eho ena Emmanuel Macron woni womo aka nyina ebutuo no womo so etie efa Adamfopa radio no so ewo Paris ho no a SOMPA 101.1 ewo Takwa SOMPA 103.3 ewo Takrade SOMPA 106.1 ewo Tachiman SOMPA 98.9 wo Sunyane SOMPA 90.7 won Kranza ena fe SOMPA 101.3 eno ewo Doma ho na Doma FM 100.7 wanoso abiem kase ni bi Kingdom 106.1 FM eno ewo Mankesim ya wanonso ebiem kama pa Kaneshi Urban Radio ewo Kaneshi jakasiem ho ya wanonso jigum eba manfo no enya biatie udi ko da na so ba bia radio fo no nyina wo no ya hwe ya kira kwan SOMPA FM ye ginam sa belaba ya ye bo ne kama pa Facebook no SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra ena YouTube no SOMPA FM live www.sompaonline.com so ensemi dodo na no ya kruche ede akwakogu awie nsem wa de somwo no na poso bie ene se
o my posi adwumeko no ne fe no ewa Central East region ho wo mo panifo se wo mo hwehwe fulani ni bi a wotontuo pump action gun bi ma branch bi ekotututuo ewa kasoa ebra ne yeto aba no
Minerals Commission wo mo ne mpanifo bi aka bom ama me ne wo kasa ya blue water gas mpanifo ni bi no wo de mo kwa kopie mu epue mantamu a wo mo kwaboa ama brem emu atepa
Epoe mantam no eswani honorable Mame Rita Akwasria Ej Awate wakasa kire mu se de ekwane de wase nananu atena konwa ekeka wo ho
na wonsam foforo mu no yebakọ ebono mantam mu weye brekumpe edwadifu ho womso omani age pa se Rollins Market yaje mu de ama wo
Dr. Nyaho Tamakro eba MPP amanyo kuo ni mu a waye panini wo mu a waje din yie pa wakasa kire mu se top down yes say wanom aya no down top no wase anhwe ya ebema kuo no atete pa
eno no se MPP mu say wo mo national chairman yera Stephen Tim wo bi nim so ho Ghana so o she Togo wo bi nim o na ho nkire mu wo de aba ye de beba
Abusia ensam no adoso ebika yenim ho na hye no so se yebebo awura mu na watwe ni nyina mu amano no nsam a etwagu nkanka ye fidie kase so de egentre hapa wo mayim no yebesa so asinikoso original yeyi adehia yesi adwame midin abena badu adepa kofi menembra
odoman kuma chiame obrempon nana kwaku ampoma
Abusia ye free samno asedi aba wo anopai ye no osia bremu kase ne ye bom amane akire mu se aposifu a wanom ewo Central East Regional Police Command no enfinfini mantam mo wanom saka eya brantie bia ne din ade Mujahid Shuraj na sa brantie yi ana wanom susu se abra fimpinu ni aduonu ana 2024 no se ubetisa anasa obekai se ebra ya to aba ne se etuo bi kasai ewa kasoa eye odupo pehe Nzongo wanum kirem se tuo bi kasai kura kwa wiase mo de chef ma MPB ene de aka ho na empanimfo safei ena wo ma hwehwe mu a akwakire sa abranti a ye friend Mujahid Suraji na wanum kire no ene wo kirem se tuo ne de wana toyi eye pump action gun na wase tuo ne nya ne de ena posifo bi sanse tuo ne nya de na kire se wunya ne hene ena obo fura ni bidin na Sarfo ni no ana sese positive wasa ne yɛfa ntonten fidie so yɛfa mfa ɛyɛ sompa kasa fidie kase so amansan nyina ntie na Sarfo ni no wamra na wonom antimi musabusa na ensam ba ko mienu ɛne bia ya wono so nya sa pump action gun ne ton ye no na ɛyɛ abrantie ya wonom akire ni wase wototuo no 4,000 Ghana cedis titisika no 40 million ɛna wototuo no na okototuo no ɛwɔ gomu apoten ewo mfimfini emantamu na satuo na wanya ye no ene wadi bedi sa eye ewurukasam no ewo gomua odupon kwehe ewo abra ne yeto aba no na wonu mu kire mu sei etuo no ka de hye mienu Bukari Inusa ya wanya finhia no aduasa enan afei Taminu Adamu Tanko wanu so nya finhia no aduanan enan wanu mu kirem se nipa baanu ena sa tuo no toto ye no eka wonom ema wo prapra na anu odene Emma wamudu omkopie mu ewa Kaswa Polyclinic ekwaji ayahwe sesi akora no wanum hyeda enye fine papa biasa enso no yebetumi akasa wanum ho yada na posi adwumako ni kire mu sei bufsumi ya yewo mu ya ne da na etoso edu enson ena wanum hwehwemu a wanum eyeye CID fu a wanum ewo mu wamutimi kwakire abrantie yi ema sabre ya me no kasa die wo wanum akachi a wo boa man hwehwemu akoso na abrantie yi eno totuo ni mu no ena wade tu dwa se safura ni ni nchen ena wokoto sa etuo ye pump action yi enti posifo se wanum gusu a wanum ehwehwe sa abrantie no die besi akire bia no wo mo masompa yasonsi yetia yanso yabeda ne akiri e de asomo
ye da ne akire sa e de asomo a ne ye de ne akire mu ewo ensem foforo emu Minerals Commission wanum aka umtresi fompa so ambeboa ama ye mpatamo no titiri pa ne yensu ano emu atekama pa eno nam so ema aban yi wone ne obetimi aye bia ne namamfo nyina ka bom amboama mene wo ka say blue water gas wo mo ye adwuma pa titiri pa ne ba bia waman no yensu ano bebre no ewo no a wo mo hwe aboa titiri pa ma nsuo no emu ate na afi wonum a efo oman no se nwa na wamo pesa minkumenya nti wamo asa waman ni nsuo ne ye kwaye no yatimi age oman no e de afiri wo monsam enam so ma me ne wo ka say wonno kopie mu ewa promantam mu mi amikro ma nyinam ehwa no mu ginan na uduro nyinam pa na wese ne ebremu yi ase ka tete dudu ya nyamia amfafie na ahwiagu enson mu no chesa yesi brika na wo bedu anyina mu no eya tiwa east mantam no anase emansi no atena kasie mu no na onomnyamfo Ernest owusu ntim wono eno ya ban kratch pani ewo mfimfini ho na wo ho wamo atete blue water gas ni bia na wamo da omadie na wamo da omadie no onomnyamfo Ernest owusu ntim edin sem sei ena tudwa
once waja to ho se obeye no ewiase obia ni obia se no nkwanso na ebedi achede ne nka bibia no ebetimi akoso enti megiti se dwumade de ahye omonsa no mbekoso aye favoritism anase minimo obia na minimo bibia emba se bekoso ye
wei aye onomnyamfo Ernest owusu entim na dwumade enu no wono to onsa de frɛ anyinam hene osabere ma okoje abusua de odubani na wantimi ankonti ojane na kofuna mu ade ma eye ochiame kwadwereko ina okogina na namu na wogina wahina namu na wono nso ade nanum nsam kakra de atodwa no wo kan nsam se kire wo mo a ekoye adwuma no
kusema kutisa mwaje usunda na chuo pale ni mwana kweli nafahamu ame mwana papa na wodi wachi sanke jinse tumejia hii tumejia ndoa etima isa ama bio mwanzo afanye tumatafra amefanya mwanzo sio ndio kwa mwanzo 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 kwa mama au kusimusi kupiga mtu abitu kupiga mbeta yechi mwanzo kwa na mama wadi hapa tumejua kitu damasi uswa damasi ni futuni sera kama shepa kuliamba tunapigwa so ati damasi fa mbia hapa mbia damasi
wei aye ochiame kwadwereko wono ena ejina enyinam hene osabere ma okoje abusua de odubani anamu ena ode nsem we nyina atudwa ni nyina mu no na yera de laadem ya wono ene amansan edi nkita ho edema Minerals Commission wono nso wo ho wode kakra to so sei
se yebe fam be musu be nsie ni yebe fam rantie ni mabawa edi omo call training ewo never base ewo western region eko training wo mo se wo mo bebo yensu ohumban wo mo na ye from blue water gas nti eko training wie ya esi edi omo aba wo mo constituency na esi ebe yi wo mo kire ahemfo MC ni DCs police commanders ene wo mo esi wo mo ni wo ye adwuma nya ye ke stakeholders wo mo ni wo ye adwuma nya na esi eba na ebe yi wo mo kire nti ene ye be ya ye ba eye etiwa istihad ye be ye ni se emranche ni mbaba wa no ye be fa wo mo di wo mo ko training no na esi edi wo mo be kire ekruman ahemfo nyina se emranche no afe na wo mo be hye wo mo adwuma ase eye brem nsuo no a wo ma se no wo ba be bo ho ban se emranche de champagne machines esisi nsuo no so ye galamsey no wo mo be si wo mo kwan se wo mo ma wo mo kwan e mo mo nye sa adwuma no nti enne adwuma no nyina ye tofa ne se emranche ne wi wo mo training nyame adom ye de wo ba be hye ahemfo police fo mpanifo DC MC omo east region nyina ye de wo ba hye wo mo nsa se omo be ye wo mo adwuma na omo hye adwuma ne se no mo ye na nye fe no mo ye nsuo ho ban asem nti ne bae wei
aye de laadem ya wono ekasa edema Minerals Commission ɛna wɔkyerɛkyerɛ dwumadi a wɔn kɔdi yɛ ɛwɔ anyinam na ɛno no ɛyɛ warning ɛna wɔn to ama wɔn mu a efiri Accra village mfimfini hɔ ɛde ba bɛsi banso ampɛte awe na de bɔ ma anyinam mfimfini wɔn akɔsi kwaben ɛde kwa ampo tamfo mu wɔn mu a ɛsɛ nsuo no nyinaa no wɔn mu ma mo wɔn sɛ blue water gas foɔ no wɔn eba sɛ mo anyae na sɛ wɔn kye mo de a ɛna yɛda ntoma sinema
Abusia yada switchire mu ewapoye emantamu na mantamu no asuani eye maame Rita akwasua eje awate wade ensrahwe kopie mu ewa bra first general meeting ana nanu matena konwa wanom ewo epoye emantamu wanom nyina tenase na suani ekobie na ne nsam kan yemu no ene wade atodwa akire mu sei obetoto asra na nanu matena konwa wanom ewo epoye emantamu nyina se asumdue die ehia pa asumdue emampuntuo ba asumdue manka bom asumdue ema ayapomuden kora enti no wabesra wanu wada wose abaye ni suade hunu bi etese big push ni say no wase adehia wanu ewa poya mantam wanu benya bi na wase kwa me pon kwanta afei mosi pani kwan so afan prince wo kire mu sa big push wamu de wom afei no eba no eye health infrastructure so a wo kire mu se Eastern Regional Hospital no empanifo guso chips compound wanu benya ni nyina bi afei gas fan fo kora e de classroom project ebe hyeso won potam ho no eno no ne mpesua no wo kire mu sei be se 33 ekuro makomako aduasa emiensa wanum nyina be benefit na ne nyina betumi abamu a wose asumdue enehia.
It is often said in account that peace is the vital soul of development. Investors do not go where guns speak louder than drums. Development does not grow where stools are divided. I commend Nananum for your consistent collaboration with RESEC, for choosing dialogue over discord and tradition over tumult. Nene President Nananum, government cannot succeed when it ignores our traditions. That is why over the past years, my office has treated this house not as an observer, but as a partner in governance. Where chieftaincy matters require attention, consultation has been our guide. Where disputes threaten harmony, your wisdom has been our compass. And as we say in Akan, Ufru Biakesia, Ushia Inframa. When you climb a brick tree, you feel strong winds. Development work is not easy, but together we have climbed those big trees.
Openia wono washe epoye emantam no ano sesweni maame Rita akwahwea awate wono ena ekasa ni kasa no achi no ena openia no ye president ede ma eye Eastern Regional House of Chiefs nene sakite ya wotosumi no wono so ni amani boni kwabena nyako ekasa.
The fight against abuse of substances must be stepped up as its negative effect on our youth is dire. It has become a very common phenomenon to hear people complain about being scammed and the telecom not able to do anything about it. I invite the telecoms sector minister to act in concert to stop scammers in their tracks. The traditional councils should contact the various LNDC to be vigilant about drug trafficking and drug use by the youth, as well as drug farms or marijuana farms in their neighborhood. Drug abuse, what people call red, is killing this generation softly. But some law enforcement agencies keep blind eye to this. This is messing up the youth. Let us take this seriously and make sure that we stop it completely.
Obakufo redra ya na egu enti no si ebetumi aka bomu ni nyina ya tu enubone ase afri yampotamo afei illegal mining galamsey yi yebetumi atu ase ye na afei abonefosam ene wo mu asebi wanum nkoba no ma diba wade mekire bra wifo yi yebetumi atu wo mu ase ya na ya asomdwe ne nka bom nene sakite ya wotosumi no eye opani ono ye president edema nananum atena konwa wanum wapoye mantam ni stem nyama ne boyi yensem ni kwabena nyako na tosom yen
na yemfira poe mantam ni yemfia ni kyeremu e wo bono mantam mu na bono mantam mu brekum ene yakwa akogina yi adehia ya edidwa e wo bono mantam titiri pan ne brekum no wo mo se nokure MP ya wo mpotam ho elders mu ampa be kyereme papa no wo bodwuma papa kane no be se mfie nsia ena wono mo to ade yakwan ho saa ensu oto a egu wo mkon ho ewie ba wo mapampam no mani achi ena egu saa wo breko a Rollins Market yes ho nanso manso twe manso a contractor ne former MP A20 esi ho saa ya besi ne nya de ese yeda ne market ne de ama won nanso eda baaye wa che so ya eda pa wa timini former MP abonkomo amo ne contractor nso ahia abonkomo amo hu se no kre adwadifo ne titiri ne ye adwadi ama won ne ye adwa wie na esi ho na wie ebogu no na nsuo to eguso saa na se adwadifo emom gu abontene na kai kunkum bi no mu prepre bi no mu a saa de na mwa eno nti watimi no makasa ma me no kasa yi ukopiem wo brekum Rollins Market wo mo agye mu de ama adwadifo no na adwadifo no se sebe mpreduasa baifo ba ennani nso ade wo mani aso ne a edasi mo ampa ben wa ye de amom ne pa no omne so mpaka se eche ni sei
ensemble wacho dwana modi yabani de yakasa ye ne anje ne yeboa na seda na edikan enkomma na mahema one na bintu one eda simon pable ba ya de pa seba de ye ne nkan ama ya badwem kwanwa kwa ne yesulo saka abeboye yaba so dwana ye kama uwa dwana mu a manu bia ne age nti bintu wa ya de papa yetuba ye no yaba afuro nti dwana ye hu so yie resa nipa de etoma de kura hu ba bia menwo de etoma me wo dia hu ono na mu bia na ato ntinka kakra nyame ya aduma ni sande pandie ye be hu so ati say wo tukwaru nko hoda wo kwa wani hu ba bia wani ruwe no kobo ti nyame ya adu no koduru kuro ni so no kyere a wuti hu ba bia na ha dia ya asundie ye ba dia hu tepa ba cha ba dia ba ha ye da ampiase ati da ni kan ko manyame ne to so ni ko ma ampi ni mpen ye da ba se pa ya tra kwa ni mpo dia dia ne ntse me ne mai ka ti se ni se ya roba ni yina ma se papa ko na nyewo nti aya ba
wa hunu ena ma me na aka no ni niam de kite mi se fa se ya na so ye de won ba Rollins Market anya hwe no manfo nse da hunu ne eto ya de hunu ne wenso to ye de nsusu hunu enti kakra won hu se afa no ne ahyase ya koya ni mu na no won be hunu se mi wura ha me kwa abake ho me fa nchen ha me kwa Sarfo kantanka ho no man ne sa na obi ahu ni customers correct pa we aya adwadifo a wonu mo brekum Rollins Market wona se ye de ama ho no eno mo chese no kre honorable elder simu ampa me kire me adwuma wa gbo no sebe mpreduasa kwa baifo ba ennani nso ade no mo kan no mo kan de a kire se empaniafo ya de pa
Ebusia yenwra muayi ewo amayonsemu na obofo ne ne nam eho apaso MPP amanyokuo no ehirado emu na yewura na yenyina nim se enche na empanimfo ya wo mutu hene esi hene ewo kuo nim ekose na nim na wo makwakwa yi opanini a afimpinu ni aduonu enwotwe 2028 no wo bedi wo manim akosa enti 31 January ya wo makwakwa akotwa ba yi wo flag bearer na emu na eye sompa enkase yefo wantwetwe nkoma na eja ye tuatu ahoma ma yensa ka Dr. Nyaho Tamakuru wano wo ye panipa eba wo mo asabi wo mo nim de ya wano mo akyere yie e wa manyokuo nim a waka ho bi ene ye bisanse owura sade ekwayi e kamia ye se wuti akyere din ana wo hwe wade hie yi wuti akyere din na asade wo hwe TV eya wa from a eya gbushia astika de ni bia na anade ahene an wo kyere mu sei wano de wo hu ni pa sei se MPP amanyokuo no sesebio enka empanimfo betimi de niam agwakwam yi a anka beboa pa wase wo hwemu a enka se ye kwakwakwa yi flag bearer e wase ehase frase na nia from grassroots na nia se police centers afei na wo mu kakaka ne yi kwa ne kwakwakwa yi ti nanso wedie wo hu ba bi afiri wan mu fiti ya kwakwakwa yi tire ansa ne wi a ya baba be yi ye hwene ansa ne ya be yi yensa ya be yi fu ya be yi nai Dr. Nyaho Tamakuru se anhwe ya we die ebe hadwen.
When a political party in power loses power after 8 years and not just losing power, but losing power abysmal, the first thing you do is to get to the grassroots, explain to the grassroots what happened, and make sure you get them together. And you do this by organizing the grassroots from the organization level to the constituency level to the regional level and climb up the national. As you go along doing this, you elect the leadership after. This is how we were told by the founders of that. Now we have a different, or they are bringing a different system. From top to bottom. I can assure you that will never work. The problems of us suspected it might bring to the party and what we are saying now. So even the whole side that is going, I know for a fact, definitely it will end in a failure. In a failure, total failure.
eno achi no Dr. Nyaho Tamakro say se wohwemu a enka grassroots fo na fom for pa no wo mo ena sempanimfo a wanum pedibre e wokuo bia mu no wanum esu a enka wo mu so wanimu a wani suoba esansa wanum ana ede won kokromoti kwakoto abade ama wo entinu mo campaign na hodo amu ye nyina ye grassroots fo ena mo kasa e kire wanum entinu enka na wo se kuo no wo mu defeat poto 2024 no e wasenka wo mu nya botere ekọ grassroots ne nan so ekọ kire wo mu sebia ade ba ku mienu miensa sansa mo ankasa muti committee e mo ko hwem de anti amo report sa na ka mo ne grassroots fo ne nkodi nkomo na de ankoyie no mo hyehyɛ free ho na anka abomo amamatimi adi nkunim da de ade ekoyidie.
When you are organizing and you have a vision where a political party, strong political party, has failed abysmal in the general election, with both of the opposition there over 1 million, then you must know that the problem is coming from the grassroots. The grassroots have refused to vote for you. That is the first thing you think about. You don't think about picking a person who is coming to organize a party. No, the party's most important foundation is the grassroots. If you don't go there, start from the top, you will fail. We are talking about, I believe, a presidential candidate or aspirant. Now, the party, by its own historical process, has never gone through the way they are doing things now. We start from the grassroots, from police station to executives, and you build it up until you get to the national leadership level. That is where you pick a leader, and the leader is fully supported and recognized by the whole party. Not what we are doing now. What we are doing now, you pick the leader, and because the leader feels he is in power, you make sure that he gets people who will sing his voice. So you end up in having a national executive that will be toothless. Hold on, will just listen to what that leader says.
Entino adiane die enkaya ba ko pe mo hyase free from na kama build dia said the wusi dan na auto foundation na the blog na to so kakra san wa boso nanso we dia wa mo boss wa wie no mo aba besi pillars ato aba besi foundation wo say be hadwen e wo MPP amanyokuo no emo Dr. Nyaho Tamakuru nsem
no sa no just wo ko end point na wokwaje ayarehwe sanse hwie be nkosi na na awotwe ena na awotwe nko na wie ye no na ebi anya akomate ena na awotwe nko na wie na ebi anya showdown ena na awotwe nko na wie ye no na ebi no mu problem amanfo na mu no na escalations nanso saudu ani kire mu end point homeopathy clinic ye ne be fa homeopathy kwan so adwojo akoma e be fa homeopathy kwan so na ne eha wo nipadua no bia no ye free ho hwe obi die ye infertility awo na mba Bema o prostate won ha no aka kosisen ena afei premature ejaculation we de hwese oni oba na kwa akwantu da ya na mkasa asem we yo na Easter bebe o de yemfa Valentine ikura ma ya se mo ko movie in the park na sa program CBA mu free fie na o sementai adwojo entimi ko fie na wa akọ sesen obi a won na ekọ no o ya ma nyesa o ja amadi ho ya pa bomodin na gina na so se bema na fa ne kwasan fa ne bra kwantu kronkron fa ne kofa fa ne bra sumdwem ya asem ka bie ne akiri end point homeopathy clinic one na ma sa akwanya no na bia atumi aye fine ya won enkra he ya share signboard e was Spinters Road na kuma senso kronma bo hia ye butuo Dr. Adubu Atense one Dr. Kwaten mo wo mo na ma won kwatenten frɛ numbers yitaw na anu mo nkomo 0244 867 068 and 0274 234 321 na one no etime akasa na o ye ma aduro bi na se bia o pensuo papa na o de anom me ne wo kasa ya se bia na wudidi atwu o pensu papa no anom a emfekire wani tie me na me kasa ma kire wo eye kasa na kira mineral water ni ayenim no eno na ukọ ba bia na wo mo obi nsu a o se eye kasa na nya kasa wonnom me ba fie na ma minsu a mehwe ho din bia ba kasa ma ahia anya kasa ntina ma anom no amba ya ma minsu a ma anom no wa ma me kasa na kira mineral water ntina ma anom na me disi go na me mpesa meka secret na ma ka kire no kasa na kira mineral water ensu krojen eno na ba bia adwumadie bia wudie ya ohia nsu wase no ye de ema ye wo taifa he ya back hospital na chi ho na Kasaloma Ventures a wo de kasa na kira mineral water ba ye no wo butu wo se ba bia wo bia sa wo pedodo ana pa ne ba ko mpo a frɛ no na gye nkyeremu 0206 469 430 and 0303 965 780 na one no abo enkomo yeguso ejina NPP ene wonomo ensem no emu Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu wonwo na guso ka se wo kire se amonyoku a wonu wom ye na no Professor from Pom Boaten kura beka say original na ye virtual ye say wo ye dada kra kan fit ene wo mo de ye adwuma yi wo se senye kan fit ya mumu say national chairman wo we na no wo mo si wo mo call say forgive me to say thank you to na wo bi aware a wo call thank you da na wo mo call thank you to na national chairman say ne hododo no ni nti wo tro krata ba say wo kwaja ahwe kakra no say wo Ghana so wo bebo me so wo abo empo so wo ada so ase ana wo say da home wo bi hunu ba bia wo na saa de we say ye di pia ka na Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu watch na adwen tire so mpaka say
the flag bearer only on position is what we don't have a flag bearer. We have now a national chairman of the party whose duty is to see that these things are done properly. Just as I listed them out. At the moment, nobody knows where the national chairman. Nobody hears about the deputy national chairman. The party is entirely in the hands of the general secretary and its people. And you can't run a political party that way. It will never work. It will never work. We are here. We shall see what to do. If you have not organized the grassroots, where are the people who are going to vote for your campaign for? I mean, the grassroots, the first thing they should have done when we lost the election was to meet the grassroots and explain to them what caused our abysmal defeat and how to go about it. That's the first thing they should have done.
Adia we nka national chairman adwuma. National chairman ye hu no. Sese chairman buga mo na omo etachire no me buga chairman butemu. Enu omo tachire, enu omo agade majesty nkodua mo. Enu omo so nam ho no omo ye ne basa, nyame na meka. We ye Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu. Wo we kura no sese ade we ya national chairman bi eni ho. Na afi aye buga ena amanfo tache no matam party dia hwe mbotom ti no ni efe ne say discipline pa de ebi ni amonyokonum wo kire mu sei
mistakes are made, and they can always reverse. They have more than 24 hours. They can change things if they want to. If they really love the party, there is a time for them to step back and do the right thing, and they will see everybody on board. If we have indiscipline in the party now, the party that was so disciplined years back during the era of BJ Dagocha, Peter Alajete, Aram Ponsan, and all that, the party was disciplined. There was respect in the party. Discipline we had and vanished under the leadership of Akufo. It is as simple as that. What the party members, and for that matter, the executives in particular, look for and do now is to look for money. Let's face it, they don't have interest in the rank and file. I'm telling you, they are looking for money. It wasn't so years back. So they all buy their position with cash. And when you do this, you can rest assured that the party will not be close to power for years to come.
I see. One more one need discipline back okray. Baby, they all bought their positions with cash. Nyame na make how. We a Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu. One waka home and Yuni Amonyoku no waka home founding fathers no. And on those what nature ni awadwini hunu no. And watch them sano. And unti walk a candy out to swatch say Amonyoku no. So woman in shaswo. Woman in tetia and wanted to in ira. Anna nuamu pe haphazardly. And one you ammonia massa. Anna, one of the Quack flag bearer. No, I'm going flag bearer, no sooner discipline. No, I'm a coin. 2028 dear. Never a repa. Dr. Nyaho Tamakulu. Nensam no. No, sano. And then now, watch it. One more to my banner. And the amount for Bayer and a pow. Ado. Oh, dear. Ye TNT. Dear, take away. Now, so, oh, yeah, delegate and fast for me. Sir, Ujia Diana no ya. Fasha dance and what they call when I walk a clan here. So one sentence say onga aduane menye nipa kro de aduane man kwa san tutia no say when timi ehuru say onga e wo ho no ade be mo ma ya aduane de amawo no akofa nkoso wo sa wo baji ukokromoti akokun de no manefa onga nya aduane no eno na ode ye hyeto a ekoyie odi stimu nam a ejina na kwan mu wo ye be ma ne ye de onga ya aduane ma wa ekoyie pa eno na wo ya akwada mpo a wutimi dibie onga enansa so boafo no onga eye promised of one diaba Dr. Tedros mo wo mo WHO wo mo kra no onga no de aduane nti wo mo agye atum se onga de eye papa ubepie Ghana ha mini abaye wo FDA ho Dr. Anita Kufo wo mo nyina agye atum se onga no na eye papa wo de aduane a ekoyie pa no nti nya na e wo dwama so ba bia uduru a insist se ope onga spices papa pa no any season no eno ne correct one na se wo de aduane ne wie mene wo kasa sesi ai obi anu mu ato anhwe yi a malaria nti oya delegate won to aba next week mesrew se obetimi agina onan so na wa kire wa adwene e wo ma yi mu titi ni mama nyoko yi mu yi eye malaria dru a obetimi akope eye time herbal mixture malaria dru papa time herbal mixture eno na American for the amawo se malaria na ache wo wanu mu ato wontimi ntibi ni obi naposo etwetwene pa dru weekend an obre me pa cho uhia time herbal mixture oya delegate nko ade to bi nanom enkosi na na awhwe na ho ato no watimi du kokromoti akoye adwuma enye na wo pharmacy herbal shops ni na emom nya mo apemfo ba wa makore no fo na akora wonya mfinhia dumienu se wo pedodo no watu ato age number si 0244 417 669 0244 417 669 na fe one empani abo emu enkomo won madawro menti ma yenyina ho na fe yentwa ho ba akopɛ mra sima no ba akopɛ ye ba kase ni bebre akakira a ya de brewo
to mean Chenya Oba in the Pechemo and not your bed achi. Now so. Ubit me up one manena pomodin free mo France. Jam Vita ye the milk pap pebi. Nunu chuvi aye ye nkwada edianya. Eye de na amodia e woman no bo mo fra pomodin. Anyo impeni for swinging chopa. Mawobano apomodin free mo France. Jam Vita go do pray. Jam Vita a delicious way to grow. FDA agi e jodi yin kratoyatum.
Point homeopathy clinic Ghana had the obi enim sesa ye prostate na baby omutibi ye screening ema hu ni ye etu ase a na ye endpoint homeopathy clinic anase ye kidney ye liver problem wo fa baby na adjujo na de fa ne premature ejaculation no a ba ma bi a wo ne wodofo akwakwahia asa wo di ne ho agro asa wo to nte ene ye bra endpoint homeopathy clinic na ye moa wo ema ne mema mo pa wo ye endpoint homeopathy clinic wo mo da mufua yare bia infections bi ne wo ho anase bia wo hwa wo fa baby adjujo kidney problem prostate die eye endpoint homeopathy clinic kuma se ubehu endpoint homeopathy clinic e wo konoma boy hia e na akra hanso so die wo mu gina mu ankasa e wo sprinted bebre friend share signboard no huduro na ubusasa wo pe endpoint homeopathy clinic obia e be kire for endpoint e wo 0244867068 and 0274234321 endpoint homeopathy clinic wo mu demufua.
TV Emma Aketiapa
Ebusia Emma Aketiapa yada se ye kwakwatu akasia no eso ewo amafa mama so ensemu na efiti na no dwada no mande no amahodo aso nsemu a etwagu ye ewo afana nyina no ni yesi ne koso esanso ade asomwi na ye hyasia efi Spain memo na no dwada no arehosemu efri ho eba ye ekiremu a na ekrobia no ewo Spain a eno ede Madrid wanu mu kiremu se na fa baby etese Malaga wanu mu train bia enam America tente na America wo mu pa ekohia ye nam so ema adehie be se aduonu eba akodi amuno mu ho a amane ani kiremu se woti nananom esiedo na opani a wono wo Spain transport minister Oscar Punti wo kiremu se adehie be se aduasa 30 wo mu so na wo mu prepra na no adene ya no wo agya ya hye wa ya sabia hodo a wo mu do wo koi na mpanimfo se train no na eyemienu na ba kukuta aya passenger for bese ahasa na afenso na ebinsu kusa bese waha na sadie oye opani a wono woto nkra efri Madrid mu esum yen guy eye hejagu wakasai.
Well, we know that a train was heading up from Malaga earlier on this evening to Madrid, where I am, and about an hour into its journey, that train, or part of that train, was derailed. We don't know why, but during that derailment, the train crashed into another oncoming train, which was heading down to the south of the country. As you mentioned there, the crash took place in the town of Adamut in Andalusia, in the south of the country. We understand that there were at least some victims on both trains. planes. You mentioned there the death toll, which has been rising steadily. It's at 10 at the moment. The fear is it could rise further, but the rescue workers at the scene are still working to try and find survivors and haul them out of the wreckage.
Guy Hejako wano anatun krai efri Madrid esum yen Spain empatam ho na akwaya reho sempa se train party akase ani wanum se na America tente wom wo hwe Facebook ne so na ebi kura ye wo mofa eye ni Windows ne mpumanim ene ade a we eye na no Jordan sem we free Spain memo e bai
Jordan no areho sem bi so free Joburg bai Johannesburg asem na make in South Africa se hon so enkoda school for makomako dumiensa 13 one mo for mu ehie o mo kwafri kwa mu wu a na ya woro ho sempa baasi mienu ene ko di ehie mu Joburg say di makum ewi ase na mu makomako dumiensa de one mo to ya nom ewo ense do na dansini a wodna ni kro twawisi ehu asemi wo bomode a chechire mu chire so mpaka siesi
I was just coming this side, driving my bicycle. One thing that I can tell you, my sister, is painful to saw your kids lying down there. I saw the kids lying down there in front of the take. There was one kid. I thought that is, I don't know, is a boy or a girl is surviving, but the way I see, I don't think that boy or girl is surviving. The way I hear that most of the people that are talking there, they said that guy who takes is the one that caused the problem. Just because you can't overtake road like this. You see, and you know this road most of the time those guys from trucks they're using. Yeah, it's painful. How come you overtake this side? And you know you have a lot of kids there. If you are parents, you're supposed to think before you act. Yeah. So I wish our government can do something. This thing, we are going to lose our kids. Yeah. We are going to. Just because I'm also a parent. This thing is painful. It's painful, my sister.
I'm also a parent. Me so me your for. Na yanhwe ya ya man ya ba hwere wom say ya sa droba ni a ukita sukufu boss ya wode nam na o ye overtaking a won hwe no so o ye overtaking ni sa wa so okohu sa akoda ba akoda no ohunu so o ba na ba mo na mom so o hwe se ni akoda nda ho pa nya de sa akoda no wanya nkwa nipa makoma kodu miensa e na hwere wom nkwa e wo sa akwansia no na wo sa akwansia akro ye yi no e na e ba modern atwe homa ekopie eye guaten wamo pania ba ko a woni amansan edin kita ho ya friend say matome kiloni yene ne kwedi nkomo ne yebusan say aso pani ne asi o mombotam woni sana mo Jennifer.
Obviously we're reviewing the policy entirely, but we want to get to a point where we are able to even refuse youth learners at school if their vehicle is not up to standard. And this is where we are going with the review of the policy, which also empowers us to be able to protect learners from our side as a school.
Yanso ye ne yebetumi bia aboa amanema nyina timi akonkan asempa etia panini nsem wode tudwa ena no dwada no e was South Africa eno so no
Abusia Brother no anakrata every a year Spain one prime minister na kache Pedro Sanchez ebaye na emunu wachire mu se one de nansa 3 days esi honom na adehye no ayenka edum de amasebio nipa bese aduanan a wanom echire mu se tremienu ekesi ani gan ewo adamusumu namso ema eye enipa aduanan eti nananom se adu na agya ye de akai wonom na emu ana wopani chire mu se sesei ni de ebra twe no ahwi musa no at sport no enipa 21 aduonu baako ena oti nananom se de na wo mo pra na edoso ne yede wo mo kwa yasabia ne bebre na esanso eti nananom ense do eno ena wo mo keka bom a asat ebnada no na enipa no a wo mo afiri mu no edu aduanan na ebnada no wasanso chwe mu sei enipa be se wo ha ne aduonu 120 ena wo mo supra no ano eden a wo mo so ye hwese adokotafo betumi aboa age won kwan ade ekora wonom na ne nyina mu no empanisa wonom enya ne sesanse wei ane de esi won potam wonom a aya de eye west kora na chese akoye de twam kora ebi hyeda ensi potam ho saada se train mienu we firi ha abekasi ani enam soma adehia entese yahre wonom ewo manmu wei eye Spain wonom prime minister Pedro Sanchez ne nsem no Bernardo no wode bae
na Bernardo ana yako America na onsa mi wafa why na je say Greenland ne de moya dan ya wo beje enu nti why say by force at once wo ba kwa kwaji Greenland no ehon sansem ne bebre na state secretary mi wafa na bobo no ho no a ye friend say Scott Bessent wono wone mpani abonkomo na ye ka state secretary no a na adwuma pa woye policy advisor edema mofa Donald Trump asem na making one policy advisor edema no ya wono no eba no se eniema hoduo bi ewo titiri pa ne America ene amama intem se yesikasam ene eto akese ne nketo nyina no ehonkobo nyina no wono ene ne me wafatena se no ma adwendwene ho ano de nyina akọ eno no ba abonte no ka so Greenland ne dia moya de ne a ewo se ba ya America fo dia na wo sheda fresh on pakase e de nsem se etu yanim.
I think that we are asking our allies to understand that Greenland needs to be part of the United States. And just a little history lesson, the United States bought the U.S. Virgin Islands from Denmark during World War I. And I will remind everyone that Denmark remained neutral during World War I. They actually sold quite a bit to the Germans. So, but the Danish understood then the importance of the U.S. Virgin Islands. They were worried about the German ramifications if the war spread to the Caribbean, and the U.S. needed the U.S. Virgin Islands. They wanted a calm Caribbean after purchasing the Panama Canal from the French.
We Treasury Secretary ewa America me wa fa bobo an ho pe woni me wa fa nanam Donald Trump and watch say Greenland neti America fo ani abre wo ho no ya kwa World War I no America wo mo na to Greenland no na Denmark fo ya say wo mo ne so Greenland hui wo mo no o mo ye neutral wo mo ye say World War I no wo mo ntai wo bia achi enti anum no after World War I no e na wo mo to ye and one mu je mu de ma Denmark fo na wo mu so mdom ye neutral no and wo mu je mu de ma say mu de ma ye neutral de a mo hwe so afa ye baji ade a mo si aferi eno so ase ne say kan cabinet tintintin be no we aye Scott Bessent ya wono ye Treasury Secretary e wa America we ye Treasury Secretary our ye policy advisor the man of Donald Trump one be my history e wo Greenland no ho no and nti no kan say e was say by force Greenland ne de e san be ya America fo de bio
na ebusia amansan nyina panimfo akwa hia ewo eye Davos mu na Davos no eye ekuro anase eye brono a eno no ewo Switzerland man no emu eye World Economic Forum na Ghana panimfo kora ekobi na enumu ana wukwada no owura Donald Trump US Mampeni wakasase no say sa Greenland ho nsensem yi a amamai bi mpanimfo wan kan na hefahin kwesi hin na fahin kwesi NATO fo akora san de wo mo de beto so no wase Greenland no wo mo no sade history no edi kan a kire wo mu dada no wo mo akasa no wo mo free one mu pem willingly na wo mo ede ma Denmark fo ese wo mo hweso sanse ebra wonam any Germans afei Japanese fo Italians no wo mo no wo mo ekoye eye World War II numu no mo edan ni nyina echi no mo de ma Denmark fo entini se enka US kase wode eye force anase by force ebeje sa eye Greenland na enka wan mo betumi age nenso.
We want strong allies, not seriously weakened ones. We want Europe to be strong. Ultimately, these are matters of national security, and perhaps no current issue makes the situation more clear than what's currently going on with Greenland. I have tremendous respect for both the people of Greenland and the people of Denmark. Tremendous respect. But every NATO ally has an obligation to be able to defend their own territory. And the fact is, no nation or group of nations is in any position to be able to secure Greenland other than the United States. We're a great power, much greater than people even understand. I think they found that out 2 weeks ago in Venezuela.
Wahoo. No, wamu great power US. Well, said ya mu ankasa no mo badwene ho kora no muntimi nwene wamu tumi a wonam wo ho. Nanso no wanu use force efa nkonkoji Greenland. Eyankrata asem eno ambasensan ye no wo fight ye. Eno wo fight ye. Owura Donald Trump nsem ni na no kwada no. World Economic Forum ase. Wo eye Davos ye no wo Switzerland mo. Eno de sanse me too ja.
Na abusia yeguso gina wukwada no a ensem ni bia baaye na anim hono na me wafa Donald Trump na wadi kan kwa twa to ne Twitter tweet ni so the Truth Forum hono ese wo wa no what say UK aban no wo mo de Chagos Island e de kwama Mauritius na wo mo say listen back ade ase key military base bi no mo ana say na sebi o de tie na asem no o say act of great stupidity no de can say am kwase asem yes sir me wa fa pa de ana o say kire say UK fo no say wo mo ago papa so won be kwa akwa say de na mo be bibi kura Mauritius na mo kwa akwa say de we de ama won eno na UK aban na ba won tire be ka say ho na ka say kwa ku ofa omunya no de sa no tie won o kan nsem sa wo kan nsem no ase wo bia nka de benkum nka ne fanti no na won hye da nima de kode poten ye nti ama UK aban no wo kwaya sa adwuma no na wonimu a empani sa tie bisa eno ne agro no wo mra na wo mebusa se edi enti eno wo yesa na wo mu nkyire ni mu na nya se bia sabi mpreduasa wo mo da wo mo nwene ana se bia wo mo ye so weak se wo mu ntimi protect wo mo niema eno mo de koma Mauritius na emom wo mo ho nimde wo mo ho niema pa ya wo betimi aye na wo mo ni Mauritius ayo nkofo da wo mo ntam no eno no beso mo miamu yie pa no nti eno wo mutu sa anamon na no wukuada ensem ni bia ba ye no
Ebusuya ye wada no nso ensem bia ye na kire se Australia minim awrehosem bi esiye South New South Wales mu na emu ana posifo agba amane a kire mu se etututuo bi akoso enam saya so nipa ba semiensa 3 etinananom ensiedo na ensem ni mu ampanifo kire mu no emom se etuo no ekasa ye Lake Geopolitical one mu kire mu se one more local time no be se no 9 apa ho minute ni be se aduanan na se tututuo no ekasa ye na posi adwumako no ye wo empotam ho no mo no ese one mu gusu a wo mu hwehwe sabio abonefo samu a enipa yi ebedi ye wo mu hwehwe sa oni kro no na wo mu abeka kira deshi a sabi wonom ewo empotam ho New South Wales mu ye no Australia ho no esa bia ya etuo no kasa ye ema nipa be semiensa eti nananom siedo no emu obia ememmo mpini ho sa ya wada ne mu enti no wanu agi ho na wo mo de wo mo kasi ya besisi won mo de ahoma agi ho nyina wo mo hwehwehwehwe mu ana posifo no ese wohemu a adehia na wo mo atwahia ayesa lake ho ya na wo mo gi wo mo ani bese 1500 nipa bese 1500 enumu na etuo no ekasa ye na wo mo asabi wo mo ti nananom siedo no wo mo kyeremu se na ema eyemienu ena bema eye ba kontinipa miensa ena wo mu eti nananom esiedo a wo mu aba mane se wo mu hwehwe mu de besia kire bia no aposifo a wo mu ewo New South Wales mu ewo Australia memo wo mu e de beto montene
ye free Australia ne ensan ko Switzerland back na World Economic Forum no egusu koso a no na enkomo ba ko a abedagwa ya amanfo ne kan bie pa no cybercrime na cybercrime no eno ho nkomo no na pani ba ko a ukopie mu ewo Brazil a oye police officer was also a member of the Federal Police ewo Brazil ho no a November 7 2024 ena wonom to abama no se wonkoye Secretary General ewo Interpol na wonkosi Miami office judging stock wonkosi na na wo Interpol ne so na papa yi ne dindi Vadasi Equia El Silva Jr. Wono ya Brazil ni pa wogina simpie ni apaso a wakasa no se he sa cybercrime no ewo nsunsuan so papa na wonya abotre kire nsemu kama ye ka cybercrime na se ne aye kese pa ewo wiase no wo kire mu sei.
This is a high profitable activity and it is widespread. We sounded the alarm the first time in 2022 at Interpol when we have identified the first scam centers operating in a more structured way. And what we see, and this is also based on all the interaction we have with global law enforcement, is that what initiated as something located in Southeast Asia now is also located in different regions of the globe. And this is expanding, and I don't believe we're still seeing the end of this expansion. It's very profitable, and also there are a few enablers that we observe that have been supporting the expansion of those centers. The first one is the development of the digital means of payment. So it's becoming easier for the victims to transfer considerable amounts of funds in real time. And also it's becoming easier for the criminal organizations to transfer those funds to different jurisdictions.
We Vadasi Equia El Silva Jr. And what I say ewiase adwaman no bibia no a otegana house no akra ne ma free China container kase miensa odi sika na betua ka kwan a mbafa so a odi betua ne nyina ya abefo eno nti ama market ni mu abie pa no na nam so a wo mo hye da ase wo di dwa enso na wo wi asika e de afa ntentan fidie no so e de afiro man ba akum de akọ man ba akum ena ma ekon no aya kase pa no wo de nsem wo nyina to dwa e wo World Economic Forum ase na no ye wada no ena so mpaka se ebo akire de ma wo
Ebusia na efiada no na chese enra efie na ensem bia eno so eye amafo amama so nsem we so efa owura Donald Trump ho US man panini na ensem bia okwatro to ni truth post no so no eye social media no wato din truth post enti no opa chese de beto bia no korakora gen eno welcome wase empanifo ya wawa amama mu a wanam ye sese de Gaza ehun sensem ekonti wanam nyina baka bomu na kasumdue mapa etumi akwaso ewo mpotam honti wanam ete board of peace na sa board of peace no wamode nkrata akwame mama amama bi empanimfo na eja won so responde e bia me pese me be join ana se me na me ye chairman se owura Donald Trump na ye chairman ewo sa board no so board of peace no e de masa Gaza no na ye chairman ti wanam kutire nkrata no omode akọ na won so wade atum se ne obedi kran ya wadi kran na wachire mu se de omode kopie mu ewo Canada no ensem bia se bi ekwaso no wo se ama ne buafu ne buafu kura se bi mu kasan wo jijiska e na de ande efa hene kosi hene enti no wa withdraw sa letter no a wadi kwa ma eye Canada mpanifo anu wo invite wo mu into board no so no wo se wa withdraw na ne nyina mu no opani a wo no wo ye EU chief eye Antonio Costa wo kasai.
We have serious doubts about a number of elements in the Charter of the Board of Peace related to its scope, its governance, and its compatibility with the United Nations Charter.
Openi okasa ye EU chief Antonio Costa wono ene kasa ye no echeche mu wono so said ye wote asam no e fa ntisi ade owura na waso withdraw Canada one me invite ya womo e de ba beka board of peace no ho said ye beboa enti no pokumfa ne nku waso adwade ya ne ho pai so muntu esika se muntu esika waso wayi mu afiri mu yi
na ye wie wo fiada no a ena no me ofa kwaka ansem bi Donald Trump se wono no se microphone twam kura na ma na che a won de oba koma no de ani awo no age no aka bi agum nti ne ya wona aboboa no ho ene yasoma ya ba ya ba ako man na kwabo nko na ebusan so na no NATO fo wo mo enkomo ya wo mkobo wa Afghanistan yi wo ne se na so omunya NATO fo mko ma nko ehwe NATO soja fo amdom ko Afghanistan no wo mo tachi aye so hintadu akiri ena wo mo so ma Afghanistan soldiers ena wo mko na yekokunkum wo mo nyina na eno no wa sada kan ne sei.
We get along very well with NATO, I think, but I've always said, will they be there if we haven't needed them? And that's really the ultimate test, and I'm not sure of that. I know that we would have been there or we would be there, but will they be there? And let's hope that that never happens. We've never needed them. We have never really asked anything of them. You know, they'll say they sent some troops to Afghanistan or this or that, and they did. They stayed a little back, a little off the front lines, but we've been very good to Europe and to many other countries.
Yeah, no, yeah, NATO, yeah, Yamonso. Washington, ya be friend NATO for so may hwe. Sans of Roma. One way who for pa. One me put my question, or my question to Niachi. Now, soldier for one more harder than no more Pam Samunko, front line for Munko, no more Kodia Kunkum Munina. Where am I of Donald Trump? Name somebody to ya. Now, what can say we a pet? Anna, Castama, 1 year, UK man swap for no say, Kwaku, oh, find a cancer same way. Na wahunu se yen soldier for do free UK ade fra NATO for am call Afghanistan no ya kunkum bebre na o de me ka bie no ma menka na me ni kan ma ya akọ emfama UK asoldier for no a won call ya kunkum am ne mo menka nche wo fa se wono no se wonim na fofra no wo fa no de be UK for so a enya kra.
Let me start by paying tribute to the 457 of our armed services who lost their lives in Afghanistan. I will never forget their courage, their bravery, and the sacrifice that they made for their country. There are many also who were injured, some with life-changing injuries. And so I consider President Trump's remarks to be insulting and frankly appalling. And I'm not surprised they've caused such hurt to the loved ones of those who were killed or injured, and in fact, across the country.
Ofa kwaku ofa betna ho no okeka kasansem we nyina ye hunu say atemdidie very very insulting and appalling we ye customer wono ye UK mansoafo ena me ofa asem keto bi o ka na nim ho no wono nso obabobọ na adwen de ama no saa no asem wi me ofa te ho wo se wo odwene ho customer wo ba mani muaye pa na wo mani muaye wo hweye eno ansa ma reply bim we abusia we so ena ye gina na ene dumienu kase ya eboabo ano ede be somwo na ede na watwe mu nyina ansem ede ka ho no yede ne nyina esie ede amawo ansa ne ye be so de so no hyane nsoma me se eye kase no a endpoint homeopathy clinic eso yasene ma yede ebe somwo na kasa na chwa menu water enso boye nchidom ma yetimi di nyina abra wo kama paa no na onga enansa so boafo nso boye chidom na fe time herbal mixture enso aka ye ho na yede kase ne nyina ade abra wo no ye tena se won kran ha no sa abra ya akopie mu e wa asante mantamu a kumase sompa 93.1 wono nso bie mu correct e ma manfo de tie bi ayiko 100.9 enso gifa mu e wo kumase ma wo nyina tie bi adamfo pa radio wo mo France ahinkro Paris no mu wo mo so etie bi pa e ma manfo no kan se bon sompa 101.1 e watakwa sompa 103.3 watakwa de sompa 106.1 e watachiman sompa 98.9 we sunyane sompa 90.7 won kranza sompa 101.3 e wadoma doma FM enu ye 100.7 wono so wadoma wagigumu pa Kingdom 106.1 FM ewa mankesim Kaneshi Aban Radio ewa Kaneshi Nkraheya wono so bopia ebogumu kama afa wudi koda na so bia radio phone nyina wono Sompa FM tu nyina musa belaba ya epiepia gumu kama Facebook no eya Sompa 106.5 FM Accra and afa YouTube no eya Sompa FM Live www.sompaonline.com nso ensemi dodo na no amanfo gusu ye drawing nanso ye pia ni nyina de kogu wa kama e ma amanfo no nso etimi nyan ekohwe bi ekenkan ne kama ewo ho ye no ma de kase ebere wo no eye me Odeman kuma chi ame obrempon na kwaku ampoma me ne me lovely sister
Abena bedu adepa kofi ebusiasa ne yasade so ne yafa happy birthday way entwamutewu Mr. Stephen Ben Afo ene eye wawoda nyankopon ade afe bako aka wonfie ho wei efi wankasa wadamfo wei wadi nyina loli shine kekeri afrifa eka ne di ho wodi ne juma e wodi nchaman radio e wodi nkwa no fe enti no Mr. Samuel Ben Afo ene eye wawoda loli shine kekeri se oma happy birthday wase nyankopon enhira wosombo ema no pa nti Mr. Samuel Ben Afo na odi na woda no dodo na afre no sofo same loli Shafrifa, so happy birthday. Na miakasa so me second born edi na woda ajoa asawa adobia kofi ene ne dini ajoa asawa adobia kofi ene eye ajoa awoda entine from mom and dad all your siblings yes ye do nyankopon enhirawo mpai bokase ne se ubenyine fradumu akwadumu na wobeye titiri wo mayim wobeye titiri ewa busuam wonfefro nyina em no obeda mu shonko ti ajoa so na da Facebook nyankasa mseke bon no nyankopon hyira me doba nyankopon enye okese o ma onyini free adomo enkwa adomo Yesu demo amen ebusia yadase safo kantanka wono enedi yenko Facebook ne so yakramo